There are many different Sasol sites. Some sites do a lot more sales than others. If your site does a lot of sales, that means your job will be secure for the future. One area that forecourt attendants can do better is in lubricant sales. Some attendants sell much better than others.
Guys, quick meeting please, quick meeting. Morning. Guys, we are doing very well this month. Despite the fuel price rise, we're still selling well. I appreciate that. It means that all of you should be doing something right, okay? But on the lubricant side, that's the oil, guys. We are not doing as well there. We can do much better on that side of the business. I'm convinced that we can sell a lot more. Goodwill, you always sell a lot of oil. What is your secret?
Goodwill has taken the time to understand the difference between each lubricant. The secret is that he also understands which type of vehicle will benefit from each type of lubricant. This means that as soon as a vehicle arrives, he is ready to offer exactly the right type of oil for that vehicle. This impresses the customers. It makes them happy, and so they'll come back again. He also makes a point of asking every motorist whether he can check their vehicle's oil level. Goodwill has identified what is unique to each Sasol oil. Here follows a simple introduction to the lubricants. Later on, we can look in more detail at an advanced description of each lubricant. Let's start with the accessory products, those that aren't used in vehicles' engines. They are less complicated to remember, so let's get them out of the way first. We are going to look at Sasol Cora 120, Sasol Rutulus .4, Sasol Tucana, Sasol ATF DX2, and Sasol Freezol. Sasol Cora 120. There are the small type of petrol engines in some motorbikes, lawnmowers and power tools. They are usually what they call two-stroke engines, which are quite simple air-cooled engines. These type of engines need to have a lubricant that is mixed into their fuel at the ratios recommended by their manufacturer. The lubricant that is designed especially for this is Sasol Cora 120 that mixes easily with petrol. Remember, if you fill the container with petrol, it must be standing on the ground. Sasol Rutulus .4. This is a fluid designed especially to go in the pipes that help push the brakes in a car, bus or truck. It is called brake fluid. It is filled into the brake system top-up reservoir. The two most important things to remember is to not spill this fluid on any painted surface. It will eat up the paint. Imagine how cross a customer will be if you damage their vehicle. The second important thing is to avoid checking brake systems on wet and rainy days, because even just the slightest bit of water in the system can cause the vehicle's brakes to fail. Sasol Tucana. This is an oil designed just for gearboxes, and it is only for manual gearboxes. Gearbox oil is not topped up or changed that often, so you will probably not sell that much. You should not get involved in topping up a manual gearbox. Just sell the bottle to the customer. Sasol ATF DX2. This is a lubricant also designed for gearboxes, except that this one is for automatic gearboxes. It is also used as a power steering and hydraulic clutch fluid in most vehicles. Sasol Freezol. Sasol Freezol should be mixed half and half with clean water for the best protection. It does 4 things for the vehicle's cooling system, namely, stops the water in the radiator from freezing in winter conditions, lowers the boiling point of the water in summer conditions, prevents corrosion and rust in the system, and lubricates the water pump parts in the cooling system. So Freezol protects the vehicle's cooling system all year round. Now, we move on to the oils or the lubricants that are used inside the vehicle's engine. They are Sasol Topaz, Sasol Super F1, Sasol Amethyst, Sasol Onyx, Sasol Sapphire, and Sasol Supersin. So what's the simple difference between each one? Sasol Topaz. This is what they call a monograde engine oil for reduced oil consumption, so it is economical to use. It comes in Sasol Topaz 30 and Sasol Topaz 40. It is designed for old petrol and diesel cars, trucks and minibuses with high mileage. Here are some pictures of suitable vehicles. Sasol Super F1. It is a thick engine oil, also for older engines, where the driver prefers a multi-grade oil. This one is suitable for passenger cars and buckies. It is also economical to use. Vehicles made between 1990 and 2000 are suitable. Here are some pictures of these types of vehicles. Sasol Amethyst. For petrol engines only. This is a thick, high-quality multi-grade engine oil for passenger vehicles, double cabs, delivery vehicles, and newer minibuses. Petrol vehicles made after the year 2000 are suitable. Here are some pictures of these cars. Sasol Sapphire. This is a high-performance oil that contains some special detergents, so it keeps the engine clean inside. It is ideal for modern buckies, trucks and passenger cars, especially the high-performance vehicles. Here are some pictures of these types of cars. Sasol Onyx. This is very much the same as Sasol Sapphire. It is also ideal for modern buckies, trucks and passenger cars, especially the high-performance vehicles. Just like Sasol Sapphire, it is good for both petrol and diesel vehicles. Here are some pictures of these vehicles. Sasol Super Syn. This is a fully synthetic lubricant for petrol engines. It is best for ultra-high performance vehicles and motorbikes, such as these ones shown here. So that's a quick overview of each oil. Look back at this section again and again until you know the products well. When you know these basics, you can move on to the more advanced section.
To be able to sell more lubricants, one needs to offer each and every customer to check his vehicle's oil and water, force the customer to buy lubricants, tell the customer that he requires a top-up even if it's not necessary. Different vehicles require different grades of lubricants, same grade of lubricant, no lubricants. Choose one Sasol lubricant that does not go into the engine of a car. Sasol Corwa 120, Sasol Amethyst 20W50, Sasol Topaz 30 or 40. Select which Sasol lubricant is a manual gearbox oil. Sasol Corwa 120, Sasol Freezol, Sasol Takana 80W90. When a customer asks for antifreeze for his vehicle's radiator, which Sasol product would you suggest? Sasol ATF DX2, Sasol Super F1 20W50, Sasol Freezol. A vehicle's brake system reservoir should be topped up with Sasol Rootless.4. During which days should you not do this? Cold winter days, rainy wet days, fine and sunny summer days.
As you know, selling is one of the Sasol Super 7 and is an important part of sustaining a good business. You, your attitude and your ability to sell are part of the success of the site where you work.
Good morning, madam.
The key words to your success are, may I check your vehicle's oil level?
Morning, how are you, sir? Morning, good. Okay, may I check your oil and oil?
Ask this for every vehicle you attend.
I recommend Super F1.
So when an air-cooled two-stroke motorbike comes in for fuel or oil, or when a customer comes in with power tools, what are you going to offer the customer? Sasol Cora 120, a two-stroke engine oil for air-cooled engines. It is a low ash oil, which means that it gets burned up with the fuel in the engine. It lubricates the engine and produces very little ash. It mixes easily with petrol and can be mixed before it is used. Note that this oil is not suitable for outboard boat engines. When a customer asks for a brake fluid, how many seconds will it take for you to remember the right product? Hopefully, about 1 second. Sasol Ruthless .4. It is a high-performance brake fluid for both disc and drum brake systems. It can be used on any old or new vehicle. It's very important not to spill this fluid anywhere, especially where there is a nicely finished paint surface, because it is very corrosive. Brake fluid is also hygroscopic, which means that it wants to absorb water from anywhere. If it does touch or absorb water, it is very dangerous because it can lead to brake failure and cause an accident. Avoid topping up the brake fluid in wet or rainy conditions. You cannot store this product for very long, so it is best to throw the remainder away after topping up. What are you going to say when a customer asks for a gearbox oil? The most important thing to say is manual or automatic. So if it is manual, then you are going to recommend Sasol Takana 80W90. This is a general-purpose manual transmission oil that can handle extreme pressure loads. It is made for manual gearboxes only, that is cars where the driver has to change gears manually with a clutch and gear shift. Remember, you are not to get involved in topping up this oil.
Thank you very much.
If the driver says it's for an automatic gearbox where he does not use a clutch, or if it is for power steering, then you must offer him or her Sasol ATF DX2, a high-quality automatic transmission oil. It is also used in the power steering and hydraulic clutch systems. It is red in color. It is suitable for the majority of passenger cars. When it's winter time and you can see that the customer's car is probably exposed to freezing weather, what are you going to be thinking? Sasol Freezol. This antifreeze product protects the cooling system from freezing and overheating. It also helps prevent corrosion in the cooling system. When using it, the system should preferably be completely drained and flushed out first. Then mix Freezol 50-50, half-half with clean water. It is suitable for most passenger cars and trucks. Watch out though, a hot radiator cap should never be opened. It can suddenly spurt out ultra-hot steam and you can burn yourself badly. Take time to pour cold water over the radiator first. Now we have a detailed look at the engine oils. When we look at engine oil specifications, we notice the SAE number. SAE stands for the Society of Automotive Engineers. They help design standards to describe all the different oils. The number after SAE indicates viscosity, which is the range of thickness the oil has relating to the range of temperatures that the engine will go through. The W in the number refers to that measurement being done in winter or a cold condition. Sasol Topaz 30 and Sasol Topaz 40. Sasol Topaz 30 and Sasol Topaz 40 are monograde oils. It is good for petrol and diesel engines and it helps reduce oil consumption. It can be used when topping up or for a full service. It is designed for older trucks, cars and minibuses with high mileage. The petrol engines in these cars normally do not have fuel injectors or turbos, but rather the older simple carburetors. Here are some pictures of these types of vehicles. Sasol Super F1 20W50. This is a multi-grade oil. Multigrade oils work well over a broader range of temperatures compared to monograde oils, which means that these oils perform well in both summer and winter. It is also good for older high-mileage petrol engines, and it helps reduce oil consumption. It can be used when topping up or for a full service. It is good for petrol passenger vehicles, buckies and delivery vehicles made between 1990 and 2000. Here are some pictures of this type of vehicle. Sasol Amethyst 20W50. As you can see, this is also a multigrade oil, good for working in a range of temperatures. This is a high-quality oil for petrol engines only. It can be used when topping up or for a full service. This oil is designed for petrol passenger cars, delivery vehicles, double cabs, SUVs and newer minibuses and taxis. This is usually petrol vehicles made just after the year 2000 up to today. Here are some pictures of these vehicles. Remember, this oil is not recommended for diesel engines. Sasol Sapphire 15W40 and Sasol Onyx 15W40. Both these lubricants are high-performance multi-grade engine oils for both petrol and diesel engines. They contain an enhanced detergency, which means it cleans the engine inside. It can be used when topping up or for a full service. It is especially good for all modern high-performance engines in passenger cars, double cabs, delivery vehicles, SUVs, buckies and trucks. Here are some pictures of these types of vehicles. Sasol Super Syn 5W40. This lubricant is especially designed for ultra-high performance turbocharged petrol vehicles. It is used when the vehicle manufacturers specify it or by owners who prefer a 100% synthetic engine oil. Here are some pictures of these types of vehicles.
Which is true? Sasol ATF DX2 is for automatic gearboxes only. Sasol ATF DX2 is for manual gearboxes only. Sasol ATF DX2 is for automatic gearboxes, hydraulic clutch and power steering systems. Sasol Corwa 120 is for 4-stroke motorbike, lawnmower and power tool engines, 2-stroke motorbike, lawnmower and power tool engines, outboard boat engines. What does SAE stand for? Society for Automotive Engineers, South African Entrepreneurs, Society of American Evaluators. Which is true? Sasol Freezol is only to prevent a vehicle's radiator coolant water from freezing. Sasol Freezol is only to increase the boiling point of a vehicle's radiator coolant water. Sasol Freezol is only to prevent corrosion or rust and to lubricate the water pump in a vehicle's cooling system. Sasol Freezol is a radiator coolant water conditioner that takes care of all the above conditions. What does the term multigrade oil, for example, SAE 15W40, describe? An oil that is white in color, an oil that is good for both winter, cold, and summer, hot weather conditions, an oil that is water-based.
Here is a quick reference guide based on engine type and vehicle age. Is the engine a petrol engine? Could use Sasol Topaz 30 and Sasol Topaz 40, Sasol Super F1 20W50, Sasol Amethyst 20W50, Sasol Sapphire 15W40 and Sasol Onyx 15W40, or Sasol Super Syn 5W40. But next question, How old? Is it very old or has high mileage? Sasol Topaz 30 and Sasol Topaz 40. Medium old, between 1990 and 2000. Sasol Super F1 20W50. Modern, around 2000 to the present. Sasol Amethyst 20W50. Modern and high performance. Sasol Sapphire 15W40 and Sasol Onyx 15W40. Modern and ultra high performance. Sasol Super Sin 5W40. Is the vehicle a diesel vehicle? Could use Sasol Topaz 30 and Sasol Topaz 40, or Sasol Sapphire 15W40 and Sasol Onyx 15W40. Sasol Topaz 30 and Sasol Topaz 40 for the older long-distance engines. Sasol Sapphire 15W40 or Sasol Onyx 15W40 for the modern high-performance engine. Here is another guide based on type of vehicle description. That is, vehicle similar to VW Beetle, old Corolla, old trucks and long-distance taxis, Sasol Topaz 30 and Sasol Topaz 40. Newer Corolla, Mazda 323 or 626, Bantam, Corsa and Nissan 1400 Buckies. Sasol Super F1 20W50. Petrol versions of VW Polo, Golf, Toyota Avenza and Camry, Quantum minibus taxis, Ford Focus and Fiesta, Nissan Almera, BMW 3 Series and Mercedes A-Class, Hyundai Getz, Sasol Amethyst 20W50. All modern high-performance petrol and diesel versions of the latest SUVs, double cabs, trucks and delivery vehicles, as well as Audi A8, Mercedes S-Class and Golf GTI, Sasol Sapphire 15W40 and Sasol Onyx 15W40. Finally, for ultra-high performance vehicles such as Ferrari, Maserati, Lamborghini, Porsche, BMW M-Class, Mercedes AMGs, Sasol Super Sin 5W40. We are sure that we have now clarified many questions that you had in the back of your mind. If you are still in doubt, ask your site manager or owner. Good luck in your sales and enjoy working at your Sasol site. It is clear that Sasol manufactures a range of quality high-technology lubricants and auto accessories that meet and exceed the requirements of the majority of vehicles on South Africa's roads. Sasol Cora 120, self-mixing oil for all air-cooled two-stroke engines. Sasol Rutilus .4, a brake fluid for all vehicles. Sasol Takana ATW90, a gearbox oil for all manual gearboxes. Sasol ATF DX2, a gearbox oil for all automatic gearboxes, as well as the top-up of power steering and hydraulic clutch reservoirs. Sasol Freezol, a cooling system conditioner for all year-round protection. Sasol Topaz 30 and Sasol Topaz 40, a monograde oil for older petrol and diesel engines. Sasol Super F1 20W50, a multigrade oil for older petrol engines. Sasol Amethyst 20W50, a multigrade oil for modern petrol engines. Sasol Sapphire 15W40, a multigrade oil for modern high-performance diesel and petrol engines. Sasol Onyx 15W40, a multigrade oil for modern high-performance diesel and petrol engines. Sasol Super Sin 5W40, a multigrade fully synthetic oil for modern ultra-high-performance petrol engines.
Which Sasol lubricant is suitable for both diesel and petrol engines? Sasol Amethyst 20W50, Sasol Sapphire 15W40, Sasol Takana 80W90. Which Sasol lubricant is specifically designed for petrol engines? Sasol Amethyst 20W50, Sasol Sapphire 15W40, Sasol Freezol. Which is Sasol's multigrade lubricant that is 100% synthetic? Sasol Super F1 20W50, Sasol Amethyst 20W50, Sasol Super Syn 5W40. Which Sasol lubricant would you recommend for older, high-mileage vehicles? Sasol Topaz 30 or 40, Sasol Super Syn 5W40, Sasol Sapphire 15W40. For modern and ultra-high-performance turbocharged vehicles, customers are to use Sasol Sapphire 15W40, Sasol Super F1 20W50, Sasol Super Syn 5W40.